Have you ever noticed how liars never speak with clarity? They dance around the truth. They manipulate your mind, not with answers but with the questions they choose to ask. Because here's the truth. A liar doesn't expose themselves with what they say, they expose themselves with what they ask. And if you don't recognize these questions, you'll fall into their trap. So listen carefully, because today I'm giving you the 5 questions liars always ask. 1. Why would I lie? The first and most common trick in a liar's playbook is the question, why would I lie? On the surface, it sounds innocent, like they are inviting logic into the conversation, but in reality, it is a psychological trap. Liars don't want you to evaluate the evidence. They want you to abandon your suspicion by framing the question as absurd. They want you to feel guilty for even considering the possibility. An honest person never needs to defend their honesty with empty words. They let truth prove itself. A liar, however, knows their story doesn't hold weight, so they try to bypass your reasoning with this loaded question. When someone asks, why would I lie? They are not giving you facts, they are giving you guilt. They're asking you to shame yourself for doubting them. But here's the truth. People lie for 1,000 reasons: greed, fear, jealousy, power, survival. To suggest that lying is unthinkable is in itself a lie. So the next time you hear these words, don't be fooled. Ask yourself instead, why would they need to say this at all? Because if the truth were obvious, it wouldn't need defending. Remember this, the innocent don't argue for their truth, they demonstrate it. The guilty must convince you because they cannot convince themselves. 2. Don't you trust me? This question is emotional blackmail wrapped in concern. A liar knows that trust is the cornerstone of every relationship, whether personal, professional, or social. So instead of proving themselves trustworthy, they manipulate you into feeling guilty for questioning them. By asking, don't you trust me? They turn the spotlight away from their actions and onto your loyalty. They want you to second-guess your instincts, to feel like you are betraying them. It's a reversal of truth, an inversion of guilt. But let's break it down. Trust is not demanded, it's earned. When someone asks this question, they are not seeking clarity, they are seeking control. They want to pressure you into silence by making you fear the consequences of distrust. In healthy relationships, people don't need to force trust. It flows naturally through consistent honesty. But liars know they can't offer consistency, so they substitute manipulation instead. When you hear these words, step back. Ask yourself, if they were truly honest, would they need to demand my trust, or would their actions prove it? Real trust is never begged for, it's built brick by brick. A liar asks for trust because they know they haven't earned it. Never forget, if someone pressures you into trust, it's because they know they've already broken it. 3. Who told you that? This question is the liar's defense mechanism when their mask begins to crack. Instead of confronting the truth, they go on a witch hunt. Who told you that? Is not curiosity, it's intimidation. The liar wants to locate the leak, silence the source, and cut off the truth at its roots. They are less concerned with whether the information is true and more obsessed with controlling the narrative. Think about it, an honest person doesn't care who revealed the truth because they have nothing to hide. But a liar, terrified of exposure, shifts the conversation away from facts and onto the person who dared to speak. It's not about correcting a misunderstanding, it's about creating fear. They want you to hesitate, to second-guess whether sharing information will lead to conflict. This way they choke off the truth before it can spread further. When someone asks this, pay close attention. It means they fear the truth more than they fear being caught. Their concern isn't what happened, but who knows. That's a massive red flag. Understand this, the truth doesn't fear exposure, only lies do. 4. Why are you questioning me? This is the liar's attempt to flip the game. They cannot stand under the weight of scrutiny, so they turn it back on you by asking, why are you questioning me? They try to make you feel guilty for seeking answers. Suddenly, you're the villain. You're the one creating drama. You're the one overreacting. This is psychological warfare. Here's the reality. Questioning is not an attack, it's a right. In any relationship, whether with a friend, partner, or colleague, asking for clarity is healthy. Only liars view questions as threats, because questions dig too close to their buried secrets. This tactic is designed to silence you. They want you to stop investigating, to abandon your curiosity out of shame or fear, but don't fall for it. The moment someone resents your questions, that's the moment you should start asking even more. Because honesty thrives under light, lies rot in the dark. When they deflect, accuse, or get defensive, they reveal exactly what they are hiding. Repeat this truth to yourself. Honesty welcomes questions, dishonesty fears them. 5. Can't we just move on? The last refuge of a liar is avoidance. When cornered, when facts close in, when excuses run dry, they will ask, can't we just move on? This is not about resolution, it's about escape. They want you to abandon the pursuit of truth, to bury the issue before their entire deception collapses. It sounds like peace, but it's really surrender. Here's what you must understand. Resolution requires truth, and truth requires accountability. Without that, moving on is not healing. It's burying a wound alive. Liars push for quick forgiveness, not because they regret, but because they fear exposure. They don't want to confront the consequences of their actions. They want silence. And silence, in this case, only serves the liar. When someone asks you to just move on, hear the hidden message: I don't want to deal with what I've done. That's not reconciliation, that's evasion. Don't be fooled into thinking forgiveness without truth is strength. It's not, it's weakness that gives power to deception. Always remember, true healing comes from truth. Anything less is a cover-up. Conclusion: liars reveal themselves not through their answers but through the questions they ask. Each of these 5 questions: why would I lie? Don't you trust me? Who told you that? Why are you questioning me? And can't we just move on? Is a weapon designed to twist your perception, manipulate your emotions, and silence your instincts. But here's the truth. No matter how clever the lie, it always leaves a trail. And if you train yourself to listen, not just to words but to motives, you'll see through the mask every time. Never hand your trust to those who demand it. Never silence your questions to protect their comfort. And never move on at the cost of your own clarity. Because in the end, the only thing more dangerous than a liar is the person who chooses to believe them.